brains, chains, dames, pains, and totem poles? Get your babushkas, folks, we're going to Transylvania! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to 10 Golden Frames, the show where we break down 10 frames from classic films of the 20th century and figure out what makes them great. I'm your host, Matt Caridi. Today's film comes to us from 1974, starring Gene Wilder and directed by Mel Brooks. It is Young Frankenstein, the story of Dr. Frankenstein's grandson, Dr. Frankenstein, who wants nothing to do with his family's legacy, only to become deeply obsessed with his family's legacy, which of course was the pursuit of reanimating a dead person. Widely considered one of the greatest comedies of all time, Young Frankenstein was a box office smash. It was a friggin' nuclear explosion. It earned over 30 times what it cost to make, and for one simple reason, Mel Brooks and Gene Wilder wrote the script together. It is a testament to the fact that if you get two funny people to execute a simple idea, they can basically print money. That's America. So without further ado, let's get into the pictures. This is a jump scare, but it's a comedic one. On top of that, Marty Feldman's eyes are a joke in and of themselves. They're inexplicably hilarious, and we'll see more of them to come. Now, you might consider this a two-shot, two subjects, not counting the severed head in the middle, and that thing is macabre, but it has a goofy expression on its face, which is the epitome of this film, macabre with a goofy expression. The contrast of morbid imagery and silly comedy is what this movie does better than any I've ever seen, and there's a lot more of it to come. Next frame.
What a filthy job.
Could be worse.
How?
Could be raining.
There's a zinger for you, and if you didn't laugh, that's fair because you were probably expecting the punchline, cliche now, but maybe not so much in 1974. Nonetheless, the camera is placed at the eye level of our subjects, and since they're 6 feet under, we only see their heads, and that's funny. Like, silly funny, not ha-ha funny. The frame is cut in the foreground by a tree trunk and a lamp, keeping the shot visually engaging while subtly guiding our eyes to the subjects in frame, and their chemistry is undeniable. He's the straight man, he's the lovable scamp. It's classic comedy. Next frame.
Quick!
Need a hand?
No thanks. Have one. Thanks very much all the same.
Just a moment, sir. I know everyone in this neighborhood, but I've never seen your face before. Can you account for yourself?
Yes, I am Dr. Frederick Frankenstein.
Grave robbing is illegal even in Transylvania, and Gene Wilder has been caught red-handed. There's a pun for you. Gene is cramped against the left side of the frame. The police officer is encroaching on his personal space, puffing out his chest, making the audience suspect that the jig will shortly be up. But this is a comedy, and such consequences are only meant to elevate the punchline, which in this case is Gene Wilder absent-mindedly playing with the corpse's fingernail, pretending that it's his own to sell the illusion to the officer. It's a silly joke, but it made me laugh out loud. That's Mel Brooks for you. Next frame.
Quiet, dignity, and grace.
Son of a bitch bastard, I'll get you for this!
Once again, Marty Feldman's eyes are the unsung hero of this frame. More in the limelight is Gene Wilder's manic performance. It is relentless throughout this entire film, and it's hilarious. Nonetheless, the laboratory equipment behind our subjects is the same equipment from the 1931 film Frankenstein, which furthers the authenticity of Gene Wilder being the grandson of the original Dr. Frankenstein. As stated, Mel Brooks contrasts this macabre imagery of the lab equipment against the hilarious antics of his characters, and what we get is great comedy. Next frame.
Said.
Second syllable. Little word. This, that, the.
Said,
Said,
dirty word. He said a dirty word.
Sounds like.
them a set again.
Frankenstein's monster, played by Peter Boyle, returning the favor from last frame, and yes, them playing charades is the joke, but the expressions on their faces make it funny. Peter Boyle is doing his thing, Gene Wilder is at wit's end, Marty Feldman is delighting in that which is gruesome, and Terry Garr is ashamed of herself for taking so long to figure out the charade. It's hilarious. None of them are being serious, while one of them is being strangled to death. That's good comedy. Next frame.
And it was you who left my grandfather's book out for me to find.
Yes!
So that I would.
Yes!
Then you and Victor were.
Yes! Yes! Say it! He was my boyfriend!
I'd say most of the joke here is Peter Boyle's scream. It's pretty damn funny, and because of the brightness of the electricity, our eyes are guided to him. The foreground is cut with a glass instrument of some kind, which adds slight depth to the image. The reactions from the other characters in frame are dramatic, which adds to the humor, and you may not have noticed this, there's a relief carving of a man's face right there. And that face is in pain, not unlike Peter Boyle's. It acts as a strange, self-fulfilling prophecy. I don't necessarily understand the meaning of it, but it's there and it's clearly intentional, and for whatever reason, it is kind of funny. Next frame.
Oh, I love my pretty little flower. Oh, I love my pretty little flower. Oh, I love my flower.
This is a really good frame. It mimics a shot that we would traditionally see in a horror film, and the intended effect is just that, horror. Peter Boyle walks into frame in this little girl's blind spot, and he is menacing. The camera is placed in a well to make Peter's reveal all the more dramatic, and of course, this little girl's doing the most innocent thing humanly possible, singing about a flower. The upcoming tragedy is hilariously over the top, but of course, this is a comedy, so it plays out as a comedy would, not a horror film. Thank goodness for the little girl. Next frame.
Hit it!
If you're blue and you don't know where to go to, why don't you go where fashion sits?
Peter Boyle again, this time flexing his pipes, and my oh my, what a voice. Gene Wilder's gesture guides our eyes to Peter. He's in the right third of the frame, and I gotta admit, this shot ranks low on the totem pole of aesthetic pleasure, but it isn't necessarily meant to be pretty, it's meant to be funny, and it is. Even without context, Peter Boyle belting out garbled words like a trained seal is funny, and the sparkly curtain behind him is just enough to keep the frame from being too flat, so it works. Next frame.
As a matter of fact, we were just having fun as you were driving
But
over.
What?
What?
Igor, would you give me a hand with the bags?
Certainly. You take the blonde and I'll take the one in the Taven.
Marty Feldman is a savage sexual force, and the woman that he's hitting on or chewing on is Gene Wilder's fiancée. But judging by his careless expression, he doesn't give a crap about what Marty's doing. He is in fact in love with the woman behind him. She's a bit disturbed by this showing, but look at her hands. She's safe behind her man. This is a generally flat image, but we have that torch right there, which breaks up the background just enough to keep it interesting. Last frame. This frame is relentlessly funny. At this point in the story, we've been made aware that violin music attracts Frankenstein's monster, who consequently is on the loose. So our three musketeers have set up these archaic amplifiers on the roof of their mansion to attract him. But why on earth does Marty Feldman need a solo with a cattle horn? I don't know, but that's the joke. Gene Wilder is reluctantly letting him do his thing, and Marty is eagerly doing his thing. The shapes in this frame and the sky behind them look macabre, but contrasted with the funny characters doing funny things, we have a funny frame. A dark, funny frame. Well, ladies and gentlemen, those were 10 golden frames, and that's our show, which brings me to my request for you. Yes, you beautiful son of a bitch, I'm talking to you. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Your positive feedback keeps this show rolling and me farther back from the edge of a non-romantic depression. We appreciate you watching our show, spending your time with us. Watch Young Frankenstein if you haven't. You will undoubtedly feel better afterwards. So until next time, keep watching movies.